Good day everyone, my name is Alex and welcome back to a new Android TV box review. For today I have a very affordable one called the X96 Mini, and I believe you can find this one for about $40 to $50, but like anything else it really depends where you're gonna buy it from. Now for those of you that don't know what an Android TV box is, imagine for a second that you have an Android phone but without the screen, and the screen for your phone is actually the TV. So what can you do with an Android TV box? Well, you can watch movies, you can watch YouTube videos, you can play games, you can basically do everything that you do with your smartphone. For specifications, we have the Amlogic S905W CPU. This is a quad-core CPU. We also have 2 gigs of RAM, 16 gigs of internal storage, and the device is running Android 7.1.2. Now, out of that 16 gigs of internal storage, we only have about 12 gigs left, but luckily you can install an SD card as internal storage. So we are gonna start with a very quick unboxing. So the device comes in a black box. On the front we see the model name, and turning the box around we can see some of the specifications. Inside the box we are gonna find the device itself. We are also gonna find the remote control, and this remote control it's an IR remote control that takes 2 AAA batteries, but I do recommend using a wireless keyboard and mouse for a much better experience. Aside from that, we have the power adapter, we have an HDMI cable and a very small user manual. Now you're also gonna find a couple of things that are a bit more unusual. So we have a mount for the TV box, and you could technically attach this to the back of your TV, and this way it's gonna be hidden. And there is also an IR receiver, and that means that you could technically control the TV box even if it's sitting behind your TV. So the TV box itself, it's made out of plastic entirely, it's very small and it feels somewhat cheap, but I mean, what can you possibly expect for about $40? On the left hand side we have 2 USB ports, and these are the only USB ports available. We also have the slot for the SD card, and turning the device around we're gonna find the port for the power adapter, the network adapter port, HDMI out, AV out, and the port for that IR receiver. To get a better idea about its performance, I had a few benchmark tests going on it, and the scores that I got are somewhat low, but normal for that Amlogic S905W CPU, which is an entry-level CPU. I was quite surprised to see that DTS sound and Dolby Digital sound works good with Kodi, because with most cheaper TV boxes it doesn't actually work. Now keep in mind that this is a modified version of Kodi 17 and this comes pre-installed with the device. For those of you that are wondering, this also comes with root access from the factory, and like most TV boxes that I tried, you're not gonna be able to watch Netflix in HD based on the digital rights management information that we get. Now, because this is so cheap, it doesn't have dual band Wi-Fi or Bluetooth connectivity, so keep that in mind. The speeds that I got over the 2.4 GHz Wi-Fi band were good, but it will depend a lot of how far the TV box is from your router. And talking about the Wi-Fi connectivity, I was also able to mirror my phone screen to this device, and it did work very good through Miracast. I've also tried the YouTube app on this device, and this is the YouTube app that comes pre-installed on it, and the maximum resolution that I was able to select for YouTube videos was only 720p, and that was a bit disappointing. However, all the videos that I watched at that resolution did work very well. As I mentioned earlier, this comes pre-installed with a modified version of Kodi 17. Now, we all know that most add-ons were closed a couple of months ago, but with this one we actually get Exodus installed, and I was actually able to watch a couple of movies using Exodus. And that was strange, and I wasn't actually expecting that, so I guess Exodus is still alive. I've also tried the Google Play Store on this device, and the Google Play Store comes pre-installed on it, and I was able to search and install basically any app that I looked for. I've also tried Real Racing 3 on it, and the game did perform fairly good, but I'm gonna let you guys watch for a few seconds so you can see for yourself. Moving on to the launcher, so even though the launcher doesn't look too bad, realistically it doesn't have that much functionality, but this is the same with pretty much all TV boxes out there. And maybe it's made this way so you can actually control the TV box with that remote control that comes in the box. Now, unfortunately, we don't have a navigation bar, and I kind of like having a navigation bar because it's easier to multitask, and in the same time we don't even have a notification tab. So I wish those would have been added somehow. Now that you have a better idea about its performance, I'm gonna start recording the screen because I wanna show you how the settings app looks and what you can change and what you cannot change. And I also wanna try some video files so you can see what video files do good and what video files don't. Alright, so the settings app, it's divided in three parts. We have this section right here that doesn't give you that many options, and then if you go to apps here, so let me go back, apps, and we have this section called Droid settings. And if we click on this one and we click on more settings, then you have access to the regular settings app for Android. So we've seen this for other devices in the past. So it's much easier to access stuff from here than the other one that shows up on the right side of the screen. As for languages, we have quite a few languages available, but this is normal for most TV boxes. So I'm just gonna scroll through them so you can see the languages that are available. So quite a lot to choose from. I have my USB stick plugged in and we're gonna check out some video files to see which video files do good and which video files don't. So we're gonna start with the first file right here. This is a 1080p file and I already tried this one. So it takes a second to start up and I'm just gonna scroll to the middle here. And as you can probably see, this one does seem to do okay. We're gonna stop this one and move to the next one. The next one is a 3D file, so we'll try this one as well. And this one seems to do quite good as well. I'm just gonna skip to the middle here. So no issues with this one either. Next we have a 4K file at 60 frames per second. And all I see it's a black screen. So let's skip forward a bit and see what happens. So I guess you're not going to be able to play any 4K files at 60 frames per second on this particular device. So we'll stop this one and we'll move to the next file, and I believe the next file is another 4K file at 50 frames per second, and it may be the exact same story as the previous one. So no 4K files on this device for sure. So we're gonna stop this one and we'll move to something else. Let's see what we have. We have a 720p file, and of course this one it's gonna work much better than the other two 4K files. So no issues with this one at all. So I'm gonna stop this, we'll move to another 720p file. And this one started fine, we'll just skip all the way to the end. And this one seems to do quite good as well. And let's see what else we have here. We have another 1080p file right here. Let's see how this one does. And a bit of buffering there as well, but it does seem to work good after that. So we'll stop this file here. Let's see what else we have. We have this ISO file right here. So let's just play from the beginning. And this one seems to do good as well. I believe I have another 4K file that was recorded with my phone, and this is it. I'm just curious to see if it actually plays. So it's gonna be the exact... No, actually this one plays. So very strange. But as you can probably see, it's not smooth at all. So you're definitely not gonna be able to play any 4K files on this particular device. And it's time to conclude this video. So I guess for its price the TV box does perform quite well. Now if you're big into games and stuff like that, I do recommend that you get something more powerful, but if you just want to check out a couple of videos online and stuff like that, this will do fine. Alright guys, hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did like it, press that like button, don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.